Another groomer shear. Y'all see me unhappy a lot of times. I get all the tough sharpening. Once in a while, I just whip through a shear that was really easy. Most of them, 90% are that way for most of my years of sharpening. But now I get the things that are like this. It says, "Hello, Bonnie. Here is a big red chunker shear we spoke about over a week ago. The shear will not sharpen. I tried a few techniques, but it's not turning to a crisp, sharp when tested. The shear was not dropped or mishandled by the groomer. I replaced it with one shear from my inventory to keep the customer happy. Please let me know your thoughts and your findings." So, this may be one of those manufacturer's defects. My first inclination, I said, "Oh, Misty, let's don't even sharpen it. I'll just send him a new one." But guess what? These are out of stock for another few weeks. So let me see what I can do with them. Now, we're going to jump into this in just a second. So let me see what I can do with them. So a lot of times I forget to introduce myself. I'm Bonnie Megowan, company's Bonika Shears. I train sharpeners. We also have the Bonika Shear line. I've been doing this for over 30 years. And I love to teach sharpening, and I love to get challenging things. What makes this interesting is that most of your shears are, kind of routine, and they'll be easy to do. And then once in a while, you'll get something that you're going to learn something more from. So I'm hoping to learn something from this today. So let's see what we're starting out with. This is some fur, and not real fur, it's artificial. But you see it's got the fuzzies here. And watch what happens. Can you see? It's just not cutting. It just folds it. And I don't think that's what she wants him to do. Doesn't feel all that sharp, I'm thinking. I can't put these on an alignment bar to see if they're out of alignment, but I can kind of look at them and see if they look like it's got maybe too much of a curve here. Like the curves don't match. Like it seems like the dip out is here on that one, and the dip out is there on this one. So I might do a little bending, tweaking on these before I even get into sharpening them. But I think I want to sharpen them too, because I'm not feeling a big edge on there. Let's see. Now I'm of the bending school. There's a hammering school, there's a bending school, and then there's the what would we call the ones that goes both ways? I don't know. This is a family channel, so we won't talk about that. So easiest blade to bend is going to be this one, and I want it to kind of match that one. So I think I want to bend it out and bend it. And this is just trial and error. Now I have two different blocks here. We sell both of these. I don't particularly like either one of them for bending. One day we'll come up with our own. This is what I got from Germany that they suggested when I went to the factory there, that you put it in a vise. Actually, the vise by itself works pretty good. I think part of my problem with bending is I'm just not strong enough, or maybe I'm not brave enough, or what have you. But I'm going to bend. I'm bending this way at that point. I'm not feeling any give at all. Let me try this one. I had another sharpener I had just trained, and I really just basically showed them some of this information. And they had a customer with the same shear that fell on the floor, and they were able to fix it. But then they said after a while it quit working. So I'm thinking maybe it got bent out of shape. So I'm bending up at that spot. Just trial and error. I'm just not a very strong person. That may be my biggest problem. Let's see if that made any difference at all. If it improved it, made it worse. I don't know if it could have made it worse, but no, couldn't see any difference. Actually, sometimes you can tell on bond paper what you're dealing with. I see it cuts that. It's just not cutting the hair. Let me just try sharpening them. Let's see what happens there. Hurry and do all this before Misty leaves. She's still part-time since her surgery. Hopefully by next week she can go to full-time. But I'm trying to do this while she can answer the phone. And I just did a nice little smooth it out. I could also put a polishing pad on it. But I'm kind of in a hurry to find out whether this is going to work. And then, of course, I can also sharpen the teeth side. But this is a lot sharper than it was. I could go back with this to knock my burr off. But I run the chance of maybe ramping it, which I think is possibility of what was done to it before. So I'm going to cut the burr off, and I'm using like regular paper. And that burr is still there. Let me get a nail buffer. Are you going, Misty?
Did you see the one underneath here too?
No, I did not.
Okay, because you paid for two, so I'm
I didn't know there was 2 shears in there.
Yep. Okay,
I thought I was just bragging about how fast it was to get through. I didn't know there was a second one there.
Yeah, I'll go into your label and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Look at this. I'll show you. Now you tell me if you wouldn't have missed it. So she sent me these shears, which I sharpened. And this is what Misty discovered underneath it. So this is what, oh look at that, that's not even a kimchi. That says sake. Oh, that might be the lucky hairs. Are those, can't read it here. No, it's got a rabbit on it. There was a company called Lucky Hair. I don't know if that's them or not. They're no longer around, I don't think. But, alright, so those are next. Put a comment below if you want to see me sharpen it. I may just keep the video running. Alright. Moment of truth. Will these cut better, the same, or worse? I'm hoping this fixes it. Nothing else major I have to do to it. No. It is better. You see it's cutting up to here. There's where it's not cutting. I'm going to bend this up. So it's going this way. I might have to use this one. Am I bending the wrong way? No. It's to go toward that blade. So to bend it toward that blade. I don't want to mess up my edge. It's a pretty hard steel. Definitely better. It wasn't cutting back there. It's not cutting here. That's my box.
With the label on it.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with these, Misty. Sometimes it's just trial and error. I managed to go from cutting from here to now not cutting anywhere. This may be a video that will not show the light of day. Alright, so don't do this unless you're wearing glasses and there's nobody around that can get hurt by it. Basically, I'm taking the curve out of these. Well, it's definitely touching here. It's doing something. Getting there. It's better. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the noise it makes. I can make them cut now, where before there was no way I could make them cut. So the key is the bending. I think I just haven't bent them enough, or bent them right amount of about. Okay. If I use a crab grip, I can make them work. But every other one folds, and if I use the thick, it's definitely going to fold. If I flip it this way, about the same. So I've improved it. Are they fixed? See, they're not closing right. I think I need to have this, maybe that tip bent a little bit in right at that point. I can get a better bend and a better grip on this because I can use my whole body to push against it than I can those bending blocks. Well, it would be functional, but since this is a Bonika Shear, and I'm assuming it's some kind of defect on it, I'll be replacing this when these come back in. And this will be in the Sharpener's Jam reject things that will probably sell for somebody who wants to practice sharpening. I'll set this aside for one of the classes we have at the Jam on bending and hammering. As I said, I'm not sure if this video is going to see the light of day, but it's good to see that you cannot make them all work. And that's another reason you want to sell the Bonika brand, because if you can't get them to work, if I can't get them to work, I'll just give you a new pair. And I don't think that's going to happen with any other company. So, if you sell shears, you're a sharpener, you sell shears, you need to be selling Bonika because it covers up a lot of boo-boos and mistakes, and we keep your customers happy. Of course, she won't be too happy. Well, he gave her another pair, but he won't be happy for another 2 or 3 weeks till these come back in stock. There you go.